Hey women out there, anybody watching? I just found out Oprah's life coach, Martha Beck. Wow, have you heard of her? Find out some of the biggest takeaways I learned from Martha. Who wouldn't want to learn from Oprah's life coach? Listen in next. Hey guys, my name is Princella Stringer and I am a career and empowerment coach for women. Oprah has said her life coach, Martha Beck, is one of the smartest women she knows. And after doing a little studying on Martha, I think I've learned a little about why her approach works. Her signature style is a combination of sincere humor, science factoids, and spirituality. I love her gems of wisdom. It was really great watching her work with people on video. She captures story in a really intellectual way. I swear she could take any historical or scientific fact and spin it into a commonsensical aha moment. So today I was watching Oprah's life class where Martha is sitting side by side with her, and Oprah says, as long as you are pretending to be something that you are not, you will never, ever, ever be who you were supposed to be. You will never maximize who you were meant to be in your lifetime. Wow, that is powerful. Now, one of the reasons I became an empowerment coach and a career coach is because of my inability to be my authentic self. I was really craving to really truly come across authentically, feel comfortable in my own skin, and show up present. Maybe you can relate to this story. As a young girl in my preteens, I remember I got busted in a lie. I can't remember what the lie was, but what stuck out to me was my feelings of going completely mute. It's like I had no voice. I had no thoughts, no emotions. All I could do was stare blankly because I got busted. So remember as a kid when you got in trouble? It was devastating, detrimental. Life as you knew it was totally over, right? Thinking back in my life, I remember many moments that numbing, mind going blank would happen. And these memories, they really stuck with me. And at some point, I developed a fear of my thoughts playing a disappearing act on me. Martha says there are only two emotions, fear and love. Now, if we're stuck in fear, we actually believe that it's going to help us. It's going to keep us safe. That's what we want, right? Safety, avoid hurt. But what do these avoidances do? When we're running from fear, what do they do? And in my case, it crippled me emotionally. Think about how many times fear led a decision of yours. Fear was the motivating factor in your decision. How did that play out for you? I recall one time as a young professional, I had a boss once. Well, actually, maybe that happened a couple times where they really intimidated me. In my younger professional years, this was very tough for me to deal with. Now looking back, I can see that I was conveying a presence of a lack of confidence. I was conveying a presence of timidity. I mean, I was not portraying a strong, confident woman. Now, what does that do for a dominant character in the room? Well, I was an easy prey. I was a target for them to have an outlet to release their power on me. Now, what my boss didn't know is that I was also learning and practicing and developing a backbone to speak my voice. There were nights and drives home of tears and prayers to God to give me the wisdom and the clarity of mind to speak my voice. Looking back, it was just something I had to go through to get to where I am today. Today, I wouldn't change a thing. Back then, I would have given anything to just bolt and leave town. But I also knew I was meant to be there. I was being molded. And although I accepted that, I still wasn't fueled with the words. So I decided to tolerate that person. Now, before I tell the rest of that story, I want to pause here. Right now, I want to invite you to do something. Recreate that time in your mind right now, that moment when you were being molded to be the woman that you are today. Do you have it in mind? Think about, what were you feeling? What were you facing in that situation? What did you do to overcome it? Did you voice your opinion, or did you do like me, kind of back away and decide to just tolerate the situation? Either way, it changed you. Be proud. In this moment right now, knowing that you're out there thinking about this, I am proud of you. This is why I'm here today, sharing this moment and asking you to contemplate that time, because I want to remind you to be proud that you did not back down. I may have decided to tolerate that person in the moment, but on the inside I was changed and I didn't back down. I learned how to stand up for myself. Now, during that time, that very week, I was battling what felt like a very, like I said, a dominant figure in my life that I felt was trying to devour any self-worth I had. So during that week, I was sitting in on a teaching, and very interesting timing, as always happens. My pastor says, I want to start tonight by asking you all a question. This is my pastor speaking. I want to ask you all a question. Think about this. How do you feel about the word tolerate? What are you tolerating in your life? I've got to be honest here. I'm not a fan of toleration. This is my pastor speaking to the group in a training session. I was astonished. I thought to myself, who told him? How does he know? He totally had my attention in this moment. The next thing he says is, I want to challenge you something. If there's a situation or a person in your life you are tolerating, I want you to flip that switch to a feeling of love. If you're in a situation, pour love into it. If it's a person you're tolerating, love on that person. And I was like, what? I felt like my thoughts were making skid marks in my brain. Wait, what? What is he saying to me? Oh no, I really thought in this moment, I am not doing that. You guys, this was the moment that I thought, I'm going to stand my ground on this one. Nope, there's no way I am doing it. And I went to bed that night with that thought. So the next morning I wake up and I feel that reminder. Not just think about that reminder, I felt that reminder from the night before. And the reminder in my mind was, yes, you are going to do that today. Today you are turning your toleration into love. I really feel God was speaking to me in that moment and saying, this is what I want you to do today. Turn that toleration into love. Well, then what do you suppose happened? I felt like God lifted me up in those moments where I could have easily turned away. I shared love and grace and joy, and I looked for opportunities to share compassion with this person I was tolerating. And you know that saying that holding onto a grudge is like poisoning yourself because the other person isn't even aware or giving your grief a second thought, although we're sitting there pondering and pondering. Well, I now believe that holding on to love does more than we could possibly dream. It changes things. I'd love to hear your stories of choosing love versus fear. Leave a comment, share a story about how this happened for you. Where in your life did you choose to respond out of love versus responding out of fear? So my name is Princella Stringer, and I am a career and empowerment coach. As I said, I'd love to hear more about your story. Also, if you have any topics that you'd like to hear more about, let me know in the comments. And also, to get more videos on career advice and empowerment tips, subscribe to this channel and click the little bell if you want to know when we post new videos. I want to invite you to join me next time to check out the new videos that I have coming up in these topics. See you next time in the next video.